Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm your boy Nev from Nev's Tack Bits. It's Thanksgiving up here in Canada. I want to throw down a thanks to all different kinds of individuals. So, Canada celebrates it a little bit differently than America. And the funny thing is, for the most part, no male Canadian can tell you exactly why we celebrate. They'll tell you something that has something to do with Europe, but for the most part, all I can remember is it has something to do with Europeans eating turkey and hanging out with natives. And I think the natives helped first landed immigrants all across the way. But I think we do it about some kind of European harvest. Harvest moon, shine on. I don't know. And that's a funny thing. I should know about this. I was in a chat with a group of friends yesterday when an American friend asked me, "Why do you guys celebrate it then? What is it about?" Because we don't do anything about Plymouth Rock or none of that stuff. Anyways, I want to go down a list of people that I really appreciate, and I want to start off with the Canadian healthcare system and my fellow Canadians and people within the community. We had a very difficult time with my first daughter, or with my daughter, period. I only have one. And she had some issues. She's almost completely deaf now, but because of technology and because of the healthcare system within Canada, Zoe has a cochlear implant and she also has a hearing aid, and that is due to the tax dollars that are taken from people to be able to afford the single payer. I'd like to thank the doctors, everyone who has helped, all the neighborhood friends, all the neighborhood family who helped us out quite a bit. If it wasn't for any of these individuals, we wouldn't have made it, and I'm sure I wouldn't have my house anymore because I wouldn't have been able to afford it. The next up, I want to thank employees at the secondhand stores. Even if it is Salvation Army, there's a lot of individuals, social justice warriors out there that aren't very big fans of the Salvation Army. And to them, I would say there's a bubble bigger than what you're living in, especially just in the States, especially just in the UK. There's a lot of individuals that don't really have a lot, but they have time, and they'll give it and they'll donate it to an organization that they think is doing good for the world. And even if not for the Salvation Army, there's other secondhand places that are just doing it. Just doing Bibles for mission, stuff like that. Just take the Bibles out of there. They're trying. At least they're trying. And the people behind the counter, if they know that you're trying to float a stay-at-home mom, they will help you out so much. But don't give them a hard time. These are people that are donating their time to better the community by selling used stuff, and the money often goes to hospitals. Around here, that's exactly where it goes to. Secondhand stores where the money goes to hospitals, and you know what? No one at the cash register even has a religion. It doesn't even matter. This is just for the betterment of everything. We get a lot of people that like being outraged, like being angry because, oh, this is a Christian thing, and I'm not a Christian. Well, not all Christians only help Christians. That seems to be like a minor amount, but I don't even want to focus on that kind of hate. I want to keep going about the things that I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for freedom. I'm thankful that I don't have to worry about my own government rolling tanks and the worst type of individuals against me. I don't have to worry that I can speak out about democracy. I don't have to worry that I can go over the University of Guelph and I can shut down roads based off a communism flag. I can be stupid and I can do stuff like that. And I won't get shot. I won't be treaded over by a tank. I won't become a meat pie at Tiananmen Square. That's not going to happen. We live in an awesome place. We don't have to worry about that. Man, things are so good here. We in Canada are like the top 2% of anyone who's ever lived. And there's a lot to be said about that. We got a lot of people that want to burn this stuff down, but we still got something good. If you burn it down, you're going to have to make sure that you know how to put it back together too, by the way. I love the idea that we're in a progressive society where we constantly have arguments about they, them, z, zer. I'm glad that we live in a place where we can have this conversation, where we can openly talk about it, because we got to work through this stuff. We're progressing. Humans aren't going to be the same things they were. Humans aren't going to be the same things they were a long time ago. I think that it was, there was a science fiction writer that, and I think it was Lovecraft, maybe not, that said, like, humans aren't always going to be this way. And in their story, a human who was the main character came back from other place to come back to Earth to see humans, and he saw the last human explode into white light. There, that was it. That was the evolution. We are no longer evolved into that anymore. And so we're going to progress. We're going to change. We're going to evolve, whatever you want to call it. And thank God that we have the ability to do that within our society. Of course, family and friends. Gotta have the family and friends. I don't see how people do the family and friends things once they move out of the area. Hopefully they can get in a good community where they can find better people. But man, if I didn't have good neighbors around here, I would be toast. I would be toast. The internet. I love the internet. Freedom of information going off madly in all directions at the same time. There are a lot of people out there who would say the internet is not a good thing, that the internet is not a bad thing. And to those people, I'd say, you're not keeping score. You don't know. Wait another 20 years. In psychology, there's this thing where everything behind you looks either a lot better or a lot worse. And for the most part, unless it was a horribly bad thing, you look back at it differently. And if we could go ahead 20 years, and then if we could look back at what we have right now, I don't think we would think as bad as it is. The only evil that the internet brings up is evil from within us. Evil that existed before. Evil that you could get into without the internet. But at the same time, the explosion of information. It is impossible to keep information away. There will not be another Tiananmen Square situation where a government massacres its own people and it takes years for this information to get out to the world. We will know in real time, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever happens in Hong Kong, we will know immediately. And the media won't be able to be suppressed because of the freedom of information we get. And last off, I want to thank anybody who helps their neighborhood. Zoe, come here. Neighborhoods, you got lots of families in neighborhoods. It's not just about looking out for yourself all the time. It's about looking out for your neighbors too. Because sometimes your neighbors need some help. Zoe, come here. Come here.
Can I see?
There's a lot of things that are worth looking out for. There's a lot of things that are worth being thankful for. And I hope you're thankful. And I hope you have something to be thankful for. I've studied many religions. It's been very important for me to find the answer to everything. And I haven't found it. But I can tell you all the good religions say, be thankful for what you have. That's why we thank God before we pray. That's why we thank the Dalai Lama, Buddha. When we appreciate what we have, when we're within meditation, we need to appreciate what we have. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'd also like to thank you for helping me out. You like, subscribe, you watch this stuff. You're helping me and my family. Trying to keep a stay-at-home mom going here. So far, so good. Thank you. Have a good one, folks. Talk to you later. Take care of each other.